So why do I talk crazy about my mammy? Because she acts like a coward. She does so much behind a person's back. When I had my spiritual awakening initially, I called her on the phone. She was at the park, I guess, with her friends or whatever. I didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't know what was going on. I'm bawling. I'm like, I don't know what this is. It was beautiful, but I did not know what was going on. I called her. She said, well, what, you need to go to the hospital or something? I'm like, no, I don't need to go to the hospital. Go outside or something. I said, well, me and my neighbor just came in from walking, so I know that ain't it. It's beautiful, whatever it is. I just don't know what it is. I ain't seen the lady. Lady ain't came and checked on me, nothing like that. Few days later, because this spiritual awakening, it lasts for it seemed like for weeks. So one point I called her on the phone and I said, Granddaddy said stop. First I asked her I called her before, asked her if we had some gypsies in our family, because I was meditating one day on my bed and a gypsy spirit just came and she said, I'm a gypsy. And I'm like, what? So, well, that's another video. I'll do it again. I've done this video too about the gypsy spirit that hit my spirit. And I said, damn, right? So I called her on the phone and asked her if we had some gypsies in the family. She was like, no, just like I asked if we had American Indians in the family. She was like, no, we came from slaves. And I was like, okay. So, right. So then I asked her, then I told her, I called her back because I was trying to figure out what's going on. I called the witchy poo-poo bitch. And she gonna say, I'm gonna tell my mama. And I'm like, bitch, because yeah, that's another story. Why I called her. It was like she was all in my energy. I'm like, why is this bitch all in my energy like this? So I called the bitch on the phone. And then I called her mammy on the phone. I'ma tell my mama. That's what you said. You didn't have no lip then. You ain't had no mouth. You ain't had nothing then, Billy. Badass Billy. You didn't have shit then. I'ma tell my mama. Raggedy ass, yuck mouth, eat a baby ass, roll over, smother a baby, drown a baby ass. I'm a sacrifice. I mean a baby. Shut up. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah. Anyway, so I had the spiritual awakening, and then I called her and say, Granddaddy said quit doing black magic on. I emailed her this. Let me get it right. Emailed her and said, Granddaddy said quit doing black magic on me and my family. Now, a month, what would you say if your daughter said that to you? Your daddy dead. The first thing you would be saying, I need to go get you some help, make sure this bitch is okay, because something wrong with her, because my daddy dead. I don't do black magic. I don't do black magic on her and her family. I mean, let me go over here and talk to her about this, right? Because I don't know what she talking about, but I don't do black magic. I don't know. My daddy dead. That's what I would have thought. Not her. I ain't seen her. She done cut out. But that was before, that was after, or I don't know if it was before, y'all. I don't know. But that was before I said I was going to go back home because me and my ex-husband was having problems. And I was like, I'm going to go back home. And she's like, why? He's sick. He died. He only wants you to come home and take care of him. And I'm like, first of all, that is a strong reaction for a man that you don't know. Right. And as a mother-in-law, that's not something that a mother-in-law would say. And you a Christian woman. You know I love this man. If we have our problems or not, I love this man. So I didn't understand the reaction. Right. I ain't think no more about it, but that was kind of like, how you know he's sick and dying, bro? Why would he tell you that? When did you talk to him last? Right. When did you get his phone number? Why you didn't tell me? We hang out every day, damn near, or on the phone. You ain't told me you saw where you see him at the corner store. Where'd you see him at? The bar? Where'd you see him at? How did you run into him? All these questions. And then I was so concerned about him when I had the spiritual awakening because his mother showed up here. And she was telling me about this money. And I texted him and said, Ma's here. She's telling me about this money. I'm going to get back with you. Right? At that time, that's when I felt that girl all in my energy. And I said something to him about it. Why is this witchy bitch all in my energy like that? To him initially, because she was just thick in my energy. I said, and I told my son, that bitch, that witchy poo-poo bitch, and threw some magic over this way. Right? That's what I told him. He didn't say, he said, why you say that? Why you say her? Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't know. So, my mama, right? So I hadn't seen my ex-husband. I was a wreck, y'all. I didn't know what was going on. It was like I was experiencing two extremes at the same time. And when I told him, my ex-husband, I said, I feel like I'm suspended somewhere, right? And I told him I'm not coming down. I don't know where I'm suspended at. But I feel like I'm suspended between two realms and I'm not coming down. Wherever I'm at, I'm not coming down. I told him this, right? And I also told him I felt like somebody was trying to bind me. I feel like somebody's trying to bind me, and you can't bind the air. But somebody was trying to bind me. I told him, I emailed him and told him that as well. So back to my mama. So I'm worried. I'm like, I didn't have a car and I couldn't go check on him. Plus, I didn't know what was going on with his life. Some was telling me that something was going on that people were trying to hide from me. Because it was so fucking weird how everybody just cut out. And I mean, everybody cut out at the same time in 2021. Everybody. Right? So I was like, this is weird. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I couldn't get to him. So I called the police to do a wellness check. Right? I called my auntie. First I called his sister. She don't call me back. I called one of his daughters. She don't call me back. I'm like, everybody's in cahoots and I don't know what's going on. Ain't no telling what he done told them. They all in cahoots together. That's all I know. Right? So the police officer, so my mama, what does she do? Instead of calling me, she calls her sister Vicky and say, she needs to leave that man alone. So I don't know why she keep bothering him. He don't want her and blah, 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 blah. First of all, you just said that the man was sick and dying, right? I'm had a spiritual awakening. I don't know what's going on. His mama showed up. I'm concerned about him because if he's dealing with y'all, he in trouble. If he's dealing with y'all, he's in trouble. He don't know he's in trouble because y'all probably done offered him some what? Stank puss. Illusion. Put some shit in his food. Huh? Told him a whole lot of lies. Introduced him to other whores in the family. Huh? Huh? So instead of her calling me, she calls her sister, telling her how stupid as shit I am. And I'm looking at her thinking about all the decomp poisoning, thinking about the insurance check, thinking about what's all the secrecy about, worrying about him because his mama showed up, right? And I love that person. If y'all like that or not, I love that person. And I wouldn't stand by and watch y'all do nothing to him. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be a part of none of y'all schemes, plans, or plots against him either. I would never do that. And if one of you hoes fucked him, may you burn in hell. And you should look at your auntie Iris or your whatever Shelly is. She's fat, she's a drunk, she is a mess because she spreads her legs for people that she should not. Look at them for examples of what you don't want to be, honey. Anyway, but you gotta let a hoe be a hoe. So yeah, I'm saying this is really weird. What are they up to? A little insurance fraud. A little, let's see if we can get what we can, because if we can get her spiritual gifts, then we can get that money. Huh? If we can get her spiritual gifts, huh? Y'all better not have no insurance policies in my name. And all that fraudulent shit y'all have done. You should have thought about that shit before you did it. But greed will make a dumb nigga do dumb shit.